Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptomancer, where we feature content on play-to-earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, I wanted to start a new series just to see how it goes, talking about the market analysis, kind of on a week-to-week or periodic basis, because I've been asked a couple times, you know, what's going on in the market, where are the best opportunities potentially for appreciation of assets in Splinterlands based on different things that are happening in the market. In any given week, different asset classes essentially within Splinterlands, the ecosystem could be either a really good buy or maybe not a good buy, depending on what's going on for pricing and just generally in the overall ecosystem. So I wanted to kind of give my take on it as of right now, as of the week of March 7th, 2022. And just a note here, anything here is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on the internet talking about Splinterlands, a play-to-earn blockchain game. So that being said, do your own research, and this is just for educational and informational purposes only. So let's talk a little bit about the Splinterlands market and possible options where we could look to expand our assets and our investments in this game. For example, let's just say, someone came up to you and gave you $1,000, starting this week, and you wanted to put that into Splinterlands. Whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, whatever that amount is, where would the best kind of bang for your buck be potentially with the use of those funds if you wanted to put it in the game? That's kind of the focus of this series. If we had money to put into the game, where would we best want to allocate it at any given point in time? So if we look at possible options where we could add assets to our Splinterlands bag, so to speak, we have options in SPS, vouchers, plots of land, Chaos Legion packs on the secondary market on Hive Engine, Chaos Legion packs through Splinterlands and getting airdrop points. We have totems. We can buy cards, Chaos Legion cards, reward cards, Untamed Dice cards, Alpha Beta cards, gold foil cards. We could maybe invest in a guild and put DEC into buildings. We could maybe buy Hive, buy DEC for airdrop points. Maybe we could look at tokens on the market that are related to Splinterlands, such as the CAD token or the PKM token, which are kind of ecosystem tokens. Or we could look at liquidity pools and the rewards that they provide as potential options. All of these are definitely viable. And I wanted to maybe discuss two specific areas where I'm not looking to invest funds currently this week, and talk about why I think that way, and then we can talk about where I think there are some good opportunities, the top 3 opportunities. Let's talk first about Chaos Legion packs on the secondary market on Hive Engine. So here we are in Splinter Cards, a great website. This is their pack value calculator. And I know that there have been some questions recently on, are there some good arbitrage opportunities with Chaos Legion packs currently on the market? And right now, I would say no. And the reason for that is the estimated Chaos Legion pack value has dropped significantly over the last week. This was actually at about $3.73-ish, maybe $3.68 to $3.73 maybe a week ago. And it's dropped down to $3.29 just in the last week. And the reason for that is the card prices in the market have dropped as well this week. A lot of it has to do with the global uncertainty and regulation uncertainty with crypto right now. But let's take a look at this. Like if we were to buy a Chaos Legion pack, and if we go into Hive Engine and we look at the pack pricing right now on Chaos Legion packs, right now they're selling for $3.14. So if I go to Splinter Cards and let's say we buy a pack for $3.14 on the secondary market, and we're looking to arbitrage that and sell the cards and rebuy. Right now, for every one of those packs that we buy at the current market price, we're losing on average 46 cents per pack by buying those packs and reselling those. Obviously, that is not a good business or value proposition. losing roughly 46 cents per pack there. So again, this is why I don't think there's a good arbitrage opportunity right now for secondary packs. Again, if the price of the Chaos Legion pack value was more in the 370 range or so, and the pack prices were below $3, then there's an arbitrage opportunity. Just right now, I don't believe there to be one. Now, the next item I want to talk about are cards. And cards right now definitely are cheaper than we've probably ever seen them. Certainly with the introduction of Chaos Legion and the slow selling of packs, they're definitely a cheap asset right now that you can potentially look at picking up. But here's where I would say I'm not recommending that, at least for myself. I'm not buying really cards right now at the moment. And here's the reason why. We still have over 7 million Chaos Legion packs remaining to be purchased, and that's a large quantity to purchase, which means a continuing steady stream of supply onto the market. And that wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing if we also had a steady stream of new players. However, if we go to Peak Monsters, another great site, let's take a look at that. So we're here on Peak Monsters looking at the Peak Monsters Splinterlands dashboard. And really what we want to look at as for growth of the game are new players. And what we're seeing is the number of new players or daily average signups coming into the game is declining recently. From the beginning of February to the beginning of March, we went from a total of let's say 1,900 players a day, and now we're at 1,000 players a day. So this is not increasing. It's not the trend you want to see when you have 7 million packs on the market with 5 cards per pack sitting there, and your new players are decreasing month over month, almost by 50%. That's not a good number for the game. I guess the good news is the daily active players are sitting still around 400,000, which is a slight increase from the beginning of the month. So maybe more active players, but it's a pretty flat graph here. So we're not seeing necessarily a reduction in daily active players, which is good. We're also not seeing a big jump. So what does that tell us when we look at specifically all of these card packs sitting here on the market? It means for the foreseeable future, until growth comes to the game, cards are not necessarily going to get more expensive anytime soon. And in fact, they'll probably continue to decline in price up to a certain point where the SPS airdrop kind of makes a floor. Then this is where the real problem exists, because if you look at the burn rate here of the packs being bought, let's say it's 20,000 packs roughly per day, it's going to take quite a while, many months, for these 7 million packs to be sold out. And the problem that we have is that with the SPS airdrop ending in July, we have a little bit of uncertainty on what the floor of cards and cards packs will be. And the reason for that is right now, you're getting airdrop points for collection power for every card that you own, which kind of keeps a bare minimum value of your cards in your collection intact because you're earning SPS, and SPS has a tangible value associated to it. And so you can derive basically backwards, kind of calculate for every essentially collection power a card gives you, regardless of the meta or the value of that card intrinsically within the game. There's value attached to it because it's generating SPS tokens currently through July. Now all bets are off in July when the SPS airdrop goes away, and now players are not getting essentially free value or free money on a daily basis based on their collection power. Now the value of the cards have to stand on their own. And there's a lot that can happen between now and July as far as the game goes, with SPS ranked battle rewards and modern and wild formats and land and a whole bunch of other things that could add value to cards. But a lot of that is unknown. If there's any delays there, again, it could be more downward pressure on cards. So it's hard right now to say that we've reached the bottom when it comes to card prices, and that there could be, opportunities in the future to still get cards at the same price or better. So right now, I'm not advising myself personally to buy a lot of cards. So we've talked about a couple of assets in Splinterlands that I'm not looking at purchasing personally at the moment. But what are opportunities that I see in the current market that I might want to accumulate? Well, my top three right now are the following. One, I think SPS is probably one of the things that I'm looking at stacking and acquiring where possible. And the reason for that is because SPS, in my mind, anything below 11 cents at the moment seems like a good opportunity to stack and hold those stats, whether it be through airdrops or possibly on the secondary market. Because long term, my personal belief is that I think SPS will be worth more than 11 cents in the future, and possibly quite a bit of a multiplier more than that. So for me, I think SPS, it's probably a good buying opportunity right now with the possibility for appreciation in the future. Secondly, we had just yesterday land plots dip under $300 a plot, which is well below its high just recently in the last several months of $400 to $600 depending on when you were buying land. So this seems to be like a nice buying opportunity for land, especially because we know that the dev team is specifically working on bringing land as soon as possible to the game. So it just makes sense to try and stay ahead of the next person looking at assets and buying assets when they're cheaper, rather than waiting till it's too late and they've already started to appreciate because of information leaking on the new land system within Splinterlands. So I do think land plots are also a good opportunity, especially below $300 right now. I think that is a nice price point. And then third, vouchers. Vouchers have dipped under $1 recently, and they were just, with the launch of Waka recently, almost $3, between $2 and $3, just as of maybe a couple weeks ago. So they've declined anywhere between 50% to 66%, and we know that there are going to be more promotional cards like Waka that are going to require vouchers. So it just makes sense to pick up vouchers while they're cheap. We also know that Rift Watchers is the next expansion card set for Splinterlands that they say will probably still happen this year. And it's going to require likely vouchers to purchase those Rift Watcher packs. So because of that, if those Rift Watcher packs, let's say, are $3 or $4 ish in the price range, if I can get vouchers for under $1, and those are going to be required to buy those packs, which I definitely want to acquire some of those packs in the future, the cheaper I can get vouchers now, the better, because that means I'm not paying an inflated price on those packs in the future. So again, trying to think of assets that are cheap now that are going to be more expensive in the future, and that's where I want to spend my money, obviously buying low and selling high. So that's kind of my take on the current market of where, if I had an imaginary $1,000 or $10 or whatever amount that I wanted to put into the game, these are kind of the asset categories that I would look at today. And we all know that as things change in Splinterlands, literally day by day, week over week, things change very fast. This can change, and that's why I'll be doing this series periodically to kind of give you my insights on where I think there's good value and where I think there's assets that are overvalued. So if this video has been informational, please smash the like button. It helps the channel, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, so you can get timely updates around Splinterlands pushed to you via YouTube. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.